All right, welcome everyone. Welcome to our Winter 2021 Nursing Pinning Ceremony. I'm Julie Sams. I'm the Dean of Nursing and Allied Health here at Bellingham Technical College, and it is my pleasure to introduce to you our first speaker, Walter Hudsick, who is our interim president here at BTC.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for having me here at the nursing pinning ceremony for 2021 winter quarter. Normally, we'd be doing this in a room together, but of course we're not because we're in our 248th month of pandemic response, it feels. But I would like to take a moment to introduce some of our trustees of Bellingham Technical College, members of our board, who are here in the virtual room with us, although they couldn't join us in a physical room. If you look down your screen of images, maybe they can turn their cameras on if they're not phoning in, or look through your participants, and you'll see our trustees, Bill Morand and Rick Kaiser, and the chair of our Board of Trustees, Brad Smith. They're all happy to join us today and to share in this event as we recognize all of you um, completing nursing students and graduates. Um, I love coming to the nursing pinnings. I did as dean and as vice president and now as interim president. In a previous life, I had a long association with nurses and always in a good way. Um, as a law enforcement officer and campus security officer in some previous lives that I've lived, I partnered with nurses, whether it was delivering someone in a mental health crisis to the emergency room of the local hospital, or racing across campus in a golf cart to respond to a student who had cut their fingers in a bandsaw, both of which actually happened. I was always working closely with a nurse. Nurses, as you well know, are the frontline responders to all kinds of emergencies. It's a profession that does so much good and takes so much dedication, but I think gives so much reward, at least in the experience that I've had with it. And we're very proud of you and glad that people like you choose this career, so that we can have these people on the front lines when we need them. Your particular journey to this profession has been different than perhaps many who came before you. You probably didn't think 2 years ago when you finished your prerequisites and started your core program that you would be finishing it off in the middle of a pandemic. I think this is the cohort that has had more than half of your experience be in the pivot to the reduced on ground and increased remote educational circumstance. Uh, the fact that we have been able to move you through, I think, speaks well of Bellingham Technical College as an agile and nimble institution that responds to change very quickly. I think it speaks well of the nursing department, its administration, Dean Julie Sams, and all of her staff, the people that you've gotten to know so well during your career here. Certainly of your faculty, who had an enormous lift to take the instructional plans that they already had, that they were comfortable with delivering in the facilities that we had and adapting them to the kinds of remote learning that we had to do. And of course, it speaks very highly of you all that you were able to stick with it and move through this time of change, this time of challenge, and successfully complete your program. It's a task that's worthy of praise. And while this challenge has been a struggle for all of us and has resulted in sadness and sorrow for some to a greater degree than others, it has also been an opportunity for you to be a part of a moment in time. You can look back on this as you move through your career in nursing and say, you were there when we as a community responded and rose up to the challenge that this pandemic faced us. And you were a part of that response in a very real way. I know that some, if not all of you, have been working at the community vaccine clinic over the past 3 or 4 weeks that we've been standing it up here at Bellingham Technical College. That is an invaluable learning and living experience that you'll be able to take with you for the rest of your lives. We appreciate the dedication. I had the opportunity to stop by the clinic last Saturday, and the energy from the nursing students and the staff and the faculty who were administering that clinic was palpable in the air, and the dedication and the commitment to service that was evident was extraordinary, and it made me feel proud to be a member of the BTC family and proud of this nursing cohort. Um, this is not about me. This is not about me talking. This is about you. We want to celebrate you today and the culmination of all the work that you have put in. So I am going to get off the virtual stage, leave it to Dean Sams to move the program along so that we can recognize you in the way that we want. Congratulations. Thank you for all your hard work and dedication. And now let's get to you.
All right, thank you so much, Walter. As I said earlier, my name is Julie Sams. I'm actually a graduate of this nursing program, as well as being the Dean of Nursing and Allied Health here at Bellingham Technical College. We're all here today to celebrate this group of graduating nurses. And generally, in this type of speech, I, as the administrator, would talk about how much these students have learned and how much they've grown over the past 2 years. I might then go on to talk about the looming nursing shortage and how much their newly acquired skills are needed here in our community. All of these things are true. I could touch on burnout, and I could talk about strategies to avoid it, and end with something inspiring to launch these students out into the magical world of their nursing careers. But I'm not going to do any of those things today. COVID-19 and the resulting global pandemic has undeniably changed the healthcare world that these graduate nurses are about to join. It is a very interesting time to be a new nurse. I've had a lot of people ask me if being in the middle of a global pandemic dampens the enthusiasm of people training to be nurses or thinking about nursing as a career. Now, I'm sure there's some of that, but the overwhelming answer is no. This is what we do. We work with sick and vulnerable populations. There's always some risk to us related to that work, a risk that we've learned how to reduce and minimize, but that we can never completely eliminate. Modern nursing evolved from the Crimean War, where our most famous predecessor, Florence Nightingale, went from patient to patient with comfort and caring as her primary tools and very little in the way of cure. We have a lot more tools now and a lot more technology. Nurses are experts at what they do. That often includes proficiency in equipment, in-depth knowledge of medications and treatments, and attention to pathophysiology, disease process. These things are ever changing and ever evolving, and that's as it should be. Healthcare practice should shift with evolving evidence. The emergence of a new virus like COVID-19 is a reminder that the foundational tools of nursing don't ever really change. As nurses, our fundamental responsibility is to provide care and comfort, even when there is no cure available. Hope, not for the outcome, but that we are not alone, that we are cared for. Nurses are the embodiment of hope. This is particularly true in dark times when we are sick and vulnerable. That light of hope can carry us through. At this moment, a full year into a global pandemic, the world is in desperate need of hope. Normally, as Walter noted, we would all be sitting together in a lovely auditorium watching our nursing graduates walk across the stage and receive their nursing pins. Those pins are a long tradition and are unique to each school, signifying achievement and marking each student as a graduate nurse. No longer our students, but now our peers. Instead, we are at home, watching from a distance, as so many things are right now. To our students, today you are graduating. Soon you will sit for the NCLEX and become registered nurses. And when you get out there in your first nursing job, you will be overwhelmed by how much you don't know. I would like to suggest to you that this is not a weakness. It is, in fact, a superpower. When we don't know, we look at things more carefully, consider things more fully. And you'll quickly find that in nursing, as in life, things often don't go according to plan. Now, nurses are one of the most trusted professionals by the public. It is because we are superheroes. Now, we don't have super healing powers or super emotional resilience, not any more than anyone else. But what we do have is the superpower of observation, the superpower of asking questions, the superpower of critical thinking, and the superpower of radical compassion. So cherish what you don't know and keep it close to your heart, because in nursing, as in life, it is when we start thinking that we know that we can get into trouble. Once we stop critically observing, stop asking questions, and stop listening. Now, this isn't the end of your education. This is just the first rung on a tall ladder that you will climb for years to come. That ladder of knowledge never ends, especially in nursing. When you first started this program, I said that we would teach you the skills you needed to become nurses, and I trust that we've done that. But I also said that becoming a nurse would fundamentally change who you are. We are not just nurses at work. Nursing is not just a career. Being a nurse is part of who you are. There is much work to be done, and we are in desperate need of hope and light. Your care will be a gift to our community and to the world. Thank you. And thank you to the faculty, their tireless work to train our nursing students. And of course, to our staff who keep the program running behind the scenes and make sure that everything functions. And now I'd like to introduce our faculty speaker, Tom Carson.
Hello. I am hopeful that everybody can hear me and my voice is not too loud here. So, dear graduates, doesn't that sound pretty awesome? Thanks for asking me to share some thoughts with you at your graduation. It is both my honor and my privilege to do so. First off, congratulations to each of you for reaching this milestone in your nursing career. Soon you will be among the ranks of registered nurses. I know what effort you put in to be able to, well, as we've all said before, sit up on the stage at Settlemyre Hall. But now, what effort you have put in to attend, why, yet another Zoom meeting. So let's practice this little Zoom feature on the little bottom. You can press the little hands and everybody can clap for you. See, not like at Settlemyre Hall, that's not disruptive at all. So we can clap for each other as much as we want today. You have put in long hours and worked really hard to be here. Each of you made a commitment and sacrifices to pursue this dream. Each of you had a choice between studying and going to Zoom meetings and previously, quote unquote, real classes. Remember those? We saw some pictures of our classrooms and it occurred to me that it's been a while since we've been there. And consistently over time, you have chose the nursing profession as your priority. It's not always been easy. In fact, it's been downright challenging. And I imagine has brought tears and a question to that commitment, one way or the other, to each one of you. And as we've said before, here we are in the midst of a pandemic, and I commend you. Also, congratulations to all of your family and friends who have supported you on this endeavor. You too share in some of the excitement of seeing your graduate here today. You encouraged them along this path and in many cases freed up space for them to study, attend Zoom meetings, or maybe just some quiet time. Students, please applaud your significant others. Thank you all to the nursing faculty and dedicated staff at BTC for addressing all the unique, shall I say, opportunities that the pandemic has brought. And thank you, Walter, for starting the bingo card. We learned new words: heavy lift, pivot, resiliency, and hybrid, to name a few. Through it all, each of them has been committed to student success and your progress towards graduation. Their commitment has never wavered from that goal. So in thinking about what to say today, what came to mind was, I don't know. And I wanted to expand a little bit on Julie's comments. And that's right, it's an interesting phrase. Think about it. I don't know. As I ruminated over the phrase of I don't know, I began to realize that this phrase is commonly one way for us to buy some time, to show our unwillingness to make or to put off a decision. Maybe this decision is uncomfortable. really maybe hoping somebody else will make the decision for us. We have all experienced the "what do you want to do when you grow up" question, and many of us answered with a "I don't know." It's a way to buy time. Today, however, I would encourage you to look at this phrase "I don't know" from a different perspective. I want you to look at this phrase not as a barrier, but rather an invitation to learning. I am 100% confident in nursing school that each of you has muttered the phrase "I don't know." When is this assignment due? Where can I find this assignment on Canvas? Do you know where to park? Am I allowed to pass meds? This not knowing spurred you on to find an answer, perhaps to seek out faculty or a colleague. You wanted to know. Although people believe that the phrase "I don't know" symbolizes a character shortcoming, it requires much more self-confidence to take the high road and admit when you don't know something, especially to others. Once you've admitted a lack of knowledge or skills, the next step is correcting the situation. "I don't know" may at first sound defeatist, but in reality, when followed "but I'm going to find out," is an extremely optimistic phrase. It implies that you have the ability to change yourself for the better. Even while the rest of the world seems to grow more certain, admitting the limits of your current abilities will put you on a long-term path for greater future improvement. Learning is one of the most impressive feats that can be accomplished by humans. And every utterance of "I don't know" is another chance to learn. As you embark on your nursing career, you will use this phrase frequently. As you begin your new job, perhaps a residency program, you will be presented with many opportunities to say "I don't know." Even your patients will evoke a similar response. Do you know how to operate this new IV pump? Have you met all the staff? Do you know what the policy says? Do you know what this medication is for? Do you know where I can get some help? Do you know about this vaccine? How much time do I have? Try starting from the assumption that you don't know the answer. What subtleties do you discover? What nuances would you have missed if you assumed or speculated your way to the right answer based solely on your own knowledge bank? I am sure we can all remember situations where we have inadvertently created an illusion of knowledge because we didn't want to admit to not knowing or not knowing enough. "I don't know" allows you to embrace the unknown, not in fear, but in possibilities. We can't know it all. Please don't put that expectation on yourselves, but we can all commit to learning more about something. The first step is to know that you don't know. Finally, as each of you accepts your first employment opportunity as an RN, your priority is to fully embrace and embody the American Nurses Association Code of Ethics for Nurses, which reads as follows. Please substitute your name for nurse. Number 1, the nurse practices with compassion and respect for the inherent dignity, worth, and unique attributes of every person. Number 2, the nurse's primary commitment is to the patient, whether an individual, family, group, community, or population. Number 3, the nurse promotes, advocates for, and protects the rights, health, and safety of the patient. Number 4, the nurse has authority, accountability, and responsibility for nursing practice, makes decisions, and takes action consistent with the obligation to provide optimal patient care. Number 5, the nurse owes the same duty to self as to others, including the responsibility to promote health and safety, preserve wholeness of character and integrity, maintain competence, and continue personal and professional growth. Number 6, the nurse, through individual and collective effort, establishes, maintains, and improves the ethical environment of the work setting and conditions of employment that are conducive to safe, quality healthcare. Number 7, the nurse in all roles and settings and advances the profession through research and scholarly inquiry, professional standards development, and the generation of both nursing and health policy. Number 8, The nurse collaborates with other health professionals and to the public to protect human rights, promote health diplomacy, and reduce health disparities. And finally, number 9, the profession of nursing, collectively through its professional organizations, must articulate nursing values, maintain the integrity of the profession, and integrate principles of social justice into nursing and health policy. In closing, congratulations to each of you on your individual and collective accomplishments. We look forward to seeing what each of you will accomplish, and I wish each of you the best as you move forward in your respective careers. It is my wish that I will see each of you professionally in the future, but well, I don't know. Thank you for allowing me a few minutes of your time. I would like now to introduce the student speaker for the graduating class, Alina.
Thank you, Tom. We always look forward to your speeches every quarter. I just want to start by saying that it's an honor to be asked to speak here on behalf of my cohort today. When I think of us as a group, one of the defining characteristics of this graduating class is genuine cohesion. The consistent level of teamwork, support, and encouragement we've shown one another throughout our time in this program is something that I genuinely think we can be proud of. And looking back over these past couple of years, we have learned and experienced so much, both in school and also the world at large. We've gone through quite a bit. I was remembering our first day of school where we all met in the library to get acquainted with our favorite quarterly assignment, evidence-based research paper.
Why is it?
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
So going back to our evidence-based research papers, our favorite thing ever. I remember meeting in that library classroom. I arrived a few minutes late, classic. And from there, the information overload that was the first few weeks of nursing school started. And I remember our teachers maintained it would get better and that frankly, we wouldn't have to keep working maybe quite so extra hard. And that was true. And I remember Julie telling us just how fast this time was going to fly by. And she was right. We're graduating now. I think I can safely say that we all feel extremely lucky that our first year of nursing school happened on campus. Being a student during COVID is strange, and really being anything during COVID has been strange and challenging for so many. And so in light of that, the time that we've had to build relationships with one another, our instructors and staff in person was truly precious. And I believe that this time really helped our second year moving forward as we transitioned into Zoom and remote learning. So here we are. Something is being actualized through our hard work and our efforts. And from this is an ability to go out into the world and care for people in what might be some of their most vulnerable moments. I was thinking about what it is I really want to speak to in this moment. What is the real heart of what we've been doing? And how can I acknowledge both our accomplishments and also what we're setting out to do? Somehow, each one of us felt called to go into nursing. Maybe it was a pick something and stick with it moment, or a lifelong desire to be an RN. However, each one of us has experienced this. We're stepping up to the remarkable responsibility of a profession that takes care of human lives. The way that I see it across the spectrum of reasons we may encounter patients as nurses, being entrusted with another's well-being is sacred. Our patients might not even think to see it this way. We will likely be challenged in seeing it this way, but I hope that we can always return to the heart of what it means to care for others. A whole new level of learning is about to begin as we move out into the world as nurses, and there's still so much that's unknown. This is a super exciting time, and it may feel overwhelming at points as well, whether in figuring things out at new jobs or finding the right direction and where to go from here. A person that I deeply respect once shared some advice with me when my life was changing and I had some big decisions to make. And I've kept her words close to my own heart ever since. So I will leave you with this. Don't try to figure it all out at once. Just step toward it and let it open your life. So, congratulations to all of us, my dear classmates, and thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Alina. That was absolutely fantastic. We are so excited to see your whole group move out into the world of professional nursing. And now we'll move on to the actual pinning portion. Of course, our pins have been mailed out to our graduates so that they will have them. If they don't have them already, they should have them shortly. And I will hand it over now to Joan Humen.
Okay, well, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Joan Humen. I have the great good fortune of teaching the Nurse 230 course, which is the last course that these folks take before they graduate. It's titled Professional Nursing, and I'm here to tell you that every one of them is an absolute emerging professional in the field of nursing. I'm so proud. We're going to move forward and present their pins and read a little bit of biographical information about each student. So, wasting no words, our first graduate is Pearl Baimpwi. And Pearl reports, I came from Africa with limited exposure to the American culture. Living here and being able to go to school here has been a learning experience for me. Joining the nursing program was an answer to prayer because I worked as a missionary for about 10 years. I was fortunate to travel to a lot of countries in Asia, Africa, and Europe. The remote places we volunteered had an immense need for healthcare, and that triggered me to join the nursing profession and hopefully go back to those places in the future to offer medical help. The program has been partly a painful journey for me due to a lot of personal issues, and seeing this day is a dream come true. I cannot begin to thank the nursing faculty. Thank you for working so hard to be accommodating and ensure my success. You believed in me even when I didn't think I could do it. Thank you, Jennifer Tachiyama, for being my cheerleader and working with me through some very tough times. I would not have come this far without every faculty member who was involved directly or indirectly. Thank you for the opportunity. And I'm very thankful that I got to join this amazing cohort. This cohort is made up of very selfless people who have been encouraging and a valuable resource to me. Thank you, and God bless you all. I want to thank my friends who stood by with me, babysat for me, and pushed me. They prayed for me and with me, carrying me during some very weak moments. I am thankful for my family who never stopped believing in me. I love you all very much. I'm very grateful. Congratulations, Pearl. Our next program graduate is Abigail Benson, Abby as we know her. Abby reports, I have always had a passion for helping others, and this career in nursing will allow me to have an impact in people's lives in a meaningful and challenging way. My career goals moving forward are not entirely figured out. Currently, I'm interested in ICU care or emergency work. As I become more experienced, I hope to provide care in rural areas where access to healthcare is limited. A huge thanks goes to my parents who have been with me every step of the way. They have never hesitated in supporting me with any avenue of my life. They have encouraged and motivated me to live up to my potential, and I am endlessly grateful for them. Also to my friends and my partner who have continuously supported me throughout this journey, thank you. Congratulations, Abby. Our next graduate is Elizabeth Bernard. Elizabeth has always had a passion for caring for others, so it was a natural decision for her to become a nurse. She believes that being a part of a patient's story is a privilege earned through trust, kindness, and empathy, all of which she does not take for granted. When thinking about her future, Elizabeth is excited to be a part of the nursing profession and hopes to find herself as a nurse in the critical care setting with the goal to deliver the most compassionate care to her patients in the most difficult times of their lives. After gaining plenty of years of experience as a nurse in the hospital, she will further contribute to the nursing profession by becoming an educator in nursing. She couldn't have gotten through nursing school without the support of very special people in her life. Her husband, John, has been a source of unconditional support, and he has likely gained an honorary nursing degree after plenty of long nights spent helping Elizabeth study for her exams. She is eternally grateful to John and thrilled for their future as she begins her professional career. Elizabeth is also very thankful for her mom and dad for being a source of motivation, positivity, and unconditional love throughout her life. With their strong presence, she believes they have made her a better person and have inspired her to do the same for others. She thanks them for always being there to cheer her on and giving her purpose to persevere and achieve her dreams as a registered nurse. Elizabeth thanks her very best friends for being there for her with unwavering encouragement, support, and never letting her doubt herself through this journey. And to her family-in-law, Elizabeth appreciates all the love, support, and encouragement that helped she and John get through this adventure together. And of course, Elizabeth is deeply thankful for her incredible nursing class and nursing program staff at BTC. She has always felt the love and support of these surrounding her in this program, and she will cherish the memories from her time spent at BTC. Congratulations, Elizabeth. Our next graduate is Summer Braaksma. Summer reports, I knew that I wanted to become a nurse when I was 13, sitting in pre-op waiting for an operation. My nurses were instrumental in providing me comfort and reassurance from start to finish. That was the moment that I realized nurses don't only give medication and start IVs, they can be the difference between a bad experience and a positive one. I knew I wanted to be the difference for others. Since then, I have been dedicated to becoming a nurse, and I feel so honored to be here today graduating with my classmates who will all make incredible nurses. I would like to first thank my husband for supporting me and loving me unconditionally through nursing school. I want to thank my parents for believing in me and making me feel capable when I did not. I would also like to thank Wynter, Danielle, and Jessica. I would have not have been able to do this without you, and I am so grateful to have made such amazing lifelong friends. And lastly, I want to thank my mother-in-law, Patty, who has been incredibly supportive of me since day one of school. I am so grateful for my instructors and their wonderful teaching, and because of them, I feel prepared for wherever God sends me in the future. Thank you all truly. Congratulations, Summer. Our next program graduate is Danielle Cory. Danielle says, at an early age, I always knew I wanted to help people, but fear paralyzed me from following that passion. I settled into a comfortable career in retail management for many years. Once I became a mom, suddenly my priorities began to shift. I was not the best version of myself in that occupation. When my first daughter was born, I was awestruck by all the nurses that cared for us. I knew then that was where I needed to be. It takes a unique, strong, compassionate individual to take on the role as a labor and delivery nurse, and I know I will excel there. In the fall, I'm planning to attend the University of Washington to pursue my BSN. I also want to be a role model for my girls and show them it's never too late to become what you want to be. The sky is the limit, and I am nearing the clouds. I have been blessed in so many ways during my journey to become a nurse. Without the support of my amazing husband and the grace my children have given me, this dream would not have been possible. So many people contributed to my success. Thank you to my husband, my mom, and all my new family I have acquired through nursing school. Summer, Wynter, and Jessica, you ladies are the reason I flourished. Jacob, even though we didn't get to do our mobile van project, thank you for the constant reminder to take things down a level and not overthink things. To all of my classmates, thank you for the unity among our cohort and memories that will last a lifetime. I am honored to be part of this class. Last, thank you to the staff at BTC for all your never-ending support and commitment to our success. I am eager and excited to watch as my future unfolds. Congratulations, Danielle. Our next graduate is Melissa Gurney. Melissa reports, I originally pursued nursing for logistical reasons, but I have found through the past 2 years, it is an avocation that meets my deeper needs and beliefs of living in the spirit of giving and in the service of others, which I am so grateful for. As I move forward, I hope to gain more experience in acute care and eventually move back to Australia for work in one of the most beautiful places on earth. Thank you to my parents for their endless support, my friends outside of class for providing a vital sense of balance, and a massive thank you for my friends in class who shared the past 2 years with me, and many more to come. You made it joyful, even in the struggles, and I'm so thankful for each of you. Congratulations, Melissa. Our next graduate is Jacob Hobbs. Jacob says, I was working as an EMT in the Seattle area and got to see and meet wonderful nurses in various emergency rooms and ICUs and saw all the amazing stuff they were doing and thought, hey, that looks cool. I should do that as a career instead. My past experiences planted a seed of interest for me to pursue a career to become a critical care nurse. I am committed to continuing the philosophy of providing safe, patient-centered care that this nursing program has instilled within me going forward in my career. I want to thank my amazing wife, Shana, for supporting me through this challenging yet rewarding experience of nursing school. I would also like to thank my parents, my grandparents, and my mother and father-in-law for their guidance and support during my nursing school journey. And finally, I would also like to thank fantastic staff involved with this nursing program for helping to support and guide me as I build my foundation of becoming a registered nurse. Congratulations, Jacob. Our next graduate is Miss Wynter R Holleman. Wynter says, since I was a little girl, I always wanted to help people. Whether it was bandaging them up, giving them advice, or just being there to listen, I wanted to make a difference. As I got older, I had some traumatic life experiences that solidified my passion for nursing. With these experiences, I can empathize with a variety of people and ultimately give them hope. After graduating from high school, I went straight into pre-nursing at BTC. I can proudly say I worked 3 jobs to put myself through nursing school in order to pursue my calling. My future dreams are to work as an RN and go on for my BSN, baccalaureate degree. I plan on working for a while as a registered nurse while also starting my own family. I eventually plan to go back to school to get my nurse practitioner and land my dream job as a pediatric nurse practitioner. With this being said, my goals could not have been accomplished without my support system. Oh, where to start? I am so blessed by all my family and friends for being supportive, allowing me to vent, and loving me unconditionally. A couple special shout outs to my loving boyfriend, Anthony, who is my absolute rock, my mom, Lisa, dad, Shannon, stepdad, Rob, and stepmom, Anacia, who are constantly giving me words of encouragement and reminding me how proud they are of me. My grandparents, Rita, Dale, Dolores, and Arlen, who consistently check in with me and lend me a listening ear. My sister Lexi, who makes light of any situation. My brother Tylen, who can always make me smile. My aunt Denise and my mentor Liz, who both give me advice when I need it. I want to thank the BTC nursing staff for teaching us and being patient, and all my family and friends who give me continuous support. Finally, Summer, Jessica, and Danielle, I seriously could not have done it without you ladies. From laughing to crying and everywhere in between, you ladies helped me succeed, and I am happy to call you family. Lastly, to all my classmates who are now lifelong friends, we did it! Congratulations, Wynter. Our next graduate is Chessa Honey. Chessa says, I have had the joy of primarily being a stay-at-home mom for the past 25 years. But I also knew early on that someday I would return to school to pursue my dream of becoming a nurse. In the last decade or so, that dream has been rooted in a heart towards hospice. For many of my years, my husband and I, along with our 5 children, had the privilege of caring for my aging grandparents in our home. As they progressed toward the end of their lives on Earth, hospice entered our home. For 13 months, these extraordinary nurses provided our family with a uniquely beautiful experience as we said goodbye to two of our greatest earthly treasures. It would be my honor and desire to provide the same gift to others as a hospice nurse in the years to come. I also look forward to pursuing my bachelor's degree in the near future. It has been a joy to be on this journey with such a special cohort, along with excellent educational instruction and support. Each one has played a significant part in my success and will remain etched in my heart in years to come. I am most deeply grateful for the tremendous sacrifice, love, and constant encouragement from my family. First, my husband, Chad. His big heart, kindness, and personal commitment to my success gave me what I needed to pursue this goal to completion. In addition, I could not have finished without each of my children sacrificing for me and filling in the gaps where needed. They showed great love both individually and collectively, and I am forever changed. Lastly, my life is filled with many who are dear to my heart and have walked this journey side by side with me. Their love and support know no bounds, and I am here in part because of their kindness. Congratulations, Chessa. Our next graduate is Ms. Errin Hull. Errin says, I wanted to be a nurse for many years. Like many people who have gone into nursing, I find great fulfillment in helping people. I would really like to work in perioperative care, either at a hospital or in an outpatient surgical setting. I like the critical care aspect of that department. I want to continue on to my master's degree and focus on forensic nursing. I want to be the voice for victims who may not be able to speak for themselves. I want to thank Christian and my 3 daughters who put up with my stress and crabbiness throughout the years. I also want to thank my dad and sister who inspired me to keep pushing myself until I achieved my goals. Well done, Errin. Congratulations. Our next graduate is Jessica Luke. I have wanted to become a nurse as far back as I can remember. To me, being a nurse meant helping others who are not in a position to help themselves. Being a nurse meant being trusted and being trustworthy. Being a nurse meant that every night I could go to sleep knowing that just maybe someone's life was a little better because of me. Being a nurse was what I was born to be. Before finally taking the leap into nursing school, I worked in customer service. I owned and operated 2 different businesses. And lastly, I worked as a real estate broker for several years before finally realizing that I was never going to be happy until I knew my heart had been telling me to do all along. It has been a heck of a ride, but here I am. I plan to continue my education and pursue my BSN and MSN shortly thereafter. I am looking forward to a career as a surgical nurse working in the fields of reproductive medicine and/or acute care surgery and everywhere in between, while also finding opportunities for bedside nurse settings. As I move forward and reflect on my life and the years of hard work leading up to today, I want to first and foremost thank God for giving me strength when I wanted to give up and for being with me every step of the way. I want to thank my husband, Sky, and my children for going through this journey with me, for making so many sacrifices and having so much patience and understanding. This is our accomplishment, not just mine. Thank you to my sister for always believing in me, even when I had a hard time believing in myself. Thank you to my mom for encouraging me to achieve my goals. Thank you to my amazing family and all my friends who I consider my family. You have given me so much encouragement along the way. I love you all so much, and I'm so grateful for you in my life. Thank you to Flora and Nancy for being my constant cheerleaders. A very special thank you to my cohort for being the absolute most awesome, most supportive group I could ever hope for. I consider you all my friends for life, and I feel so honored to have done this with you all. Thank you to all of our instructors and BT staff for making this really hard program so enjoyable and for supporting us so well. And lastly, thank you to Summer, Wynter, and Danielle for being the absolute greatest, most unexpected gifts that I have gotten out of nursing school. We have pushed through so many hard times and shared so many great times together. I cannot imagine going through this journey without the 3 of you by my side. Congratulations, Jessica. Student speaker Alina R Machalski reports, Like many of us in this program, taking care of others has been a central aspect of my world since I was a small child. I care about life and I care about people. So putting my time and energy towards something with meaning, purpose, and genuine service has long been a priority. It took some time and lived experience to find clarity in my direction, but eventually I returned to school with the sole purpose of pursuing midwifery. Along the way, I decided to include nursing in my path, which was absolutely the right decision. While I will continue working towards certified nurse midwifery, I am generally excited to enter the nursing profession and feel open to all manner of learning and opportunities. I am deeply thankful for the solid and uplifting support of my family and dear friends. I also want to acknowledge our skilled and individually unique instructors, the encouraging support staff at BTC, and my amazing warm cohort. You have all made a world of difference in making it through these past couple of years. Thank you so very much. Congratulations, Alina. Our next graduate is Miss Summer Masterson, Mrs. Summer Masterson. Summer decided to become a nurse after learning how much of a positive or negative impact nurses can make on each patient's care. She wanted to make sure that she could be one of the ones to always make the patient's experience a good one and improve their overall well-being. Throughout her clinical rotation, she found a couple of favorite areas, including mental health, pediatrics, and the medical surgical unit. Moving forward, she plans to attend Western's baccalaureate program and ultimately become a Department of Defense nurse, so she can easily transfer to wherever her husband's military career takes them. She would like to give special thanks to many people, such as her husband, for supporting, encouraging, and loving her through all the stress, her mom and stepdad for the motivation and help to keep going, her dad and stepmom for always being so excited with every exam score, her in-laws for sharing their medical stories and understanding when she was too busy studying to stop by, her grandparents and step-grandparents for always cheering her on and asking her medical question, and her aunts and uncles for all of the encouragement and let her know when people were lining up to be admitted to BTC's nursing program. She would also like to thank each of her siblings for being interesting medical cases, her best friend for understanding, all of the events and weekends they had to miss out on, and of course her dog and cat for always interrupting Zoom lectures and exams. Congratulations, Summer. Our next graduate is Miranda Omelchenko. Sorry about that, Miranda. Miranda comes from a family of healthcare professionals and was inspired to carry on the tradition by her mother and grandmother. She wanted to do something challenging, interesting, and that makes a difference in people's lives, and nursing seemed to be the perfect fit. Plans for the future include working in acute care and becoming the best nurse she can be before continuing on in her education. She would like to thank her children for their patience, her husband for his support, her grandparents for all the prayers, her aunt for the advice, and a giant special thanks to her mother and father for their encouragement, for bending over backwards to help, and for all the sleepovers on clinical nights. She couldn't have done it without you. Congratulations, Miranda. Our next graduate is Theresia Russell. Theresia reports, nursing was a common career path of my generation, and I thought it was one I would choose too. Then one day, I was watching a calf be delivered by cesarean section when my knees went weak and I slid down the barn wall. I let that one brief moment convince me that maybe nursing was not for me. As a young adult, I landed an administrative position at an ambulatory surgery center. That was 2 surgery centers ago and many years spent working in the medical field. While at an ambulatory surgery center conference, I learned about one world surgery in Honduras. Listening to the nurses and doctors describe their experience while volunteering at the Honduras facility, I said right then and there, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be an OR nurse and I'm going to volunteer in Honduras. My daughter and I went to New Orleans 4 different times following Hurricane Katrina. Helping rebuild homes for the people of New Orleans gave me a passion to serve. What a privilege it will be to help the people of Honduras by providing life-changing surgeries that many of us take for granted. Once I made that commitment to pursue nursing, I never looked back. Confidently armed with my action plan and my list of prerequisites, I soon realized I needed prerequisites for my prerequisites. One class at a time and 12 classes later, I was ready to apply to nursing school, and this was all part of God's plan. Little did I know I would spend the night on the BTC sidewalk with that group of nurse wannabes, all with that same speed walking abilities as me, all gathered in that same line as me, and all that had the same hope and excitement as me. We each received our number and our place into the BTC nursing program, one of the 60 students to be selected. Amazing. I was right where God wanted me to be when he blessed me again by placing me with the best nursing cohort ever to be at BTC, or at least the best cohort ever to start that spring quarter 2019. I am so grateful for my classmates. They eased my fears of being a little late in life learner and showed me grace along the way. We shared a lot of laughter, tears, fears, and Foley catheters. That is what nursing friends are for, right? Thank you to the nursing program faculty and staff at BTC. Your dedication and love for the game shows through every day. Jennifer, thanks for listening. Someone asked me, are you going to be a nurse before you need a nurse? This same person has guided me, encouraged me, and kept me moving forward every step of the way. To my mentor and my best friend for life, Gary, I cannot thank you enough for seeing in me what I did not see in myself. To my family, thank you for supporting me along my new journey. Your understanding, encouragement, and continued love means everything. To my grandsons, Emerson and Huxley, I love my anatomy coloring book. To my mom, with her never-ending love, thank you for letting me practice my newly acquired nursing skills. In memory of my dad, I wish I knew then what I know now. You are my strength, and I love you all so very much. And Teresa ends with a quote from Audrey Hepburn. Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I'm possible. Congratulations, Teresa. Our next graduate is Harman S Sandhu. Harman aspired to become an RN to continue to support the community he loves. Having been a volunteer firefighter and working with the community in a variety of ways, he realized his passion to help people. Moving forward, Harman plans to obtain his BSN and then advance toward becoming a nurse practitioner. He'd like to thank his wife, new baby daughter Zoya, and the rest of his family for all the support and love they have given him. Congratulations, Harman. Our next graduate is Hannah Silverman. Hannah says, my plan to become a nurse was not immediate. I bounced around with a few different career ideas before I landed in nursing. Throughout this program, it has been made clear to me that this is my path. In such an uncertain time, I feel so grateful to receive the gift of a nursing education so that I can put my knowledge and skills to use in helping serve and optimize the health of my community. Ultimately, I am just eager to get my feet wet wherever I land first. I'm excited to get a feel for where my calling is by working in a variety of settings. I plan to get my baccalaureate degree, and I eventually see myself choosing a specialty. An endless thanks to my incredibly patient honey, Luke, who gave me all the space when I needed it, celebrated my milestones, and who continues to cheer me on. Thanks to my family and friends who have stayed inquisitive, supportive, and understanding these last 2 years. I am thankful for the relationships that I have gained throughout this program, which I am confident will last a lifetime. Finally, thanks to the entire BTC nursing faculty and staff for their evident passion and dedication to not only teaching us students, but also making us feel competent, capable, and supported. Congratulations, Hannah. Our next graduate is Marley Wilkins. Marley reports, I grew up in a military family. My dad has given 20 years of service as an aviator in the United States Coast Guard. For me, nursing is my way of honoring his servitude while pursuing my passion for healthcare. I admire how his career is focused on helping others through selfless acts and commitment to humanity. I have a very special place in my heart for palliative and hospice nursing, and I hope to kickstart my career by joining the hospice workforce. I am looking forward to a lifetime of learning and growth through what I hope to be a long and fulfilling career. First and foremost, I must give very special thanks to my family. I could not have done any of this without their endless love and support. I can't count how many times I've called my parents feeling utterly overwhelmed, and each time, without fail, they would say, "We're in this together. You're not alone." I draw so much inspiration and motivation from them. Everything I do for them. We did it. Secondly, my nursing family and friends. Throughout these past 2 years, we have laughed together, cried together, and worked our butts off to accomplish our goals. I know I am a better person for having known each of you, and I am incredibly grateful to have shared this experience with you all. And finally, I must thank Bellingham Technical College and the entire nursing program, faculty, and staff. I have said time and time again that deciding to pursue nursing through BTC was one of the best decisions I've ever made, and I'm sticking to it. Even during the most challenging of times, this school has gone above and beyond to ensure our education and nursing school experience did not have any shortcomings. I have never attended a school that has had such a dedicated and supportive staff. Thank you, Marley, and congratulations. And our last program graduate for this evening is Miss Syreeta Zotigh. And Syreeta reports, "To be honest, I chose a career in nursing out of a hat. I knew I wanted a challenging and interesting new career in healthcare where I could actually make a difference in people's lives. In the near future, I plan to hone my nursing skills in a surgical setting while pursuing a career as a nurse esthetician in my hometown of Chicago. I would like to give a special thanks to my partner, Anestin, and our feline fur babies for their enduring love, support, and patience. Thank you for believing in me, and I could not have done it without you." Yes, it's not a typo, that's a Chicago thing. Could not have done it without you. Thank you to my dear friends and family for being my personal cheerleaders, therapists, and allowing me to disappear and reappear as I accomplished my goals. Thank you to classmates and especially to my study group for being pillars of support. We are so lucky to have gone through this together. As we move forward to actually being what we worked so very hard to become, I would like to leave you with this quote from the iconic RuPaul. "When you become the image of your own imagination, it is the most powerful thing you could ever do." Congratulations, Syreeta. Congratulations, all program graduates. And now we move on to the conferring of degrees.
So there is just one more official act remaining, and that is the conferring of degrees. If we were together and you were in regalia, this would be the time that we would move our tassels from the right to the left. So if you do have regalia, feel free to do that after I confer the degrees. So students, I have the honor as president of Bellingham Technical College, under the authority vested in me by the State Board for Community and Technical Colleges and the Board of Trustees of Bellingham Technical College, to confer upon you, each of you, a degree of Associate in Nursing, Direct Transfer Agreement, Major Related Program. You are now officially graduates. Congratulations.
All right, thank you all for joining us. That concludes our winter 2021 nursing pinning. Congratulations, everyone.